Well, hey, what's up? It's the Cobster, the Dungeon Master for the World of Scale, and this is my 5-minute drive home talk about the latest episodes of the World of Scale. And what I want to say is that it is going pretty doggone good. This whole campaign has been an experiment as far as I'm concerned, because I've put myself out of my comfort zone in giving out hefty amounts of experience points and going to non-traditional medieval type settings, because for years and years and years I always liked to do, or I always imagined the Tolkien-esque feel of Middle Earth, and I always thought that was very cool. And then when I saw the movies, it just affirmed that was kind of the kind of way I wanted it to work. And plus there were some TSR books from late second edition, like the Castle Guide, that I really enjoyed. So, and of course the Greyhawk setting, specifically the City of Greyhawk. I really enjoyed that box set for when second edition first came out, because I really loved those big maps of not only the drawings but of the layout. So I guess one would be like I don't even know what you call the difference between the two styles of maps. One looks like a painting as if you were viewing the city, and the other one looks like it's like square buildings looking straight down upon it. So so the characters have mostly been all the same. There have been a couple people that have come and gone this particular campaign, and I always figured the more the merrier. Give new people a chance to play, give older people that haven't had the chance to play in a while a good home where they can feel safe and playing older editions or what have you. But they've moved on. So right now we got a good core of 5, the original 4 plus one that they picked up along the way that seems to be a really good mix. So the story itself is, once again, it's out of my comfort zone, but I enjoy DMing in a way where I don't know what's going to happen next. Those are always the most fun parts, in my opinion, for me, of any D&D experience, is when the weird thing happens and you got to think on your feet to explain it away. And in the point of the campaign now, there has been enough backstory and or exposition that there's ways for me to make comments during narration of the game that refer back to those points that help things fall into place that much more. It's kind of like packing in when you make a wattle and daub wall. You twist the branches and wrap them around, but then you take the mud and you pack it in, and that's what I like to think that I'm doing now, is I'm filling in the cracks in the walls with information just to make it appear more solid. So that's very cool. In my opinion, those are some of the things I enjoy. So it's also been, of course, with second edition D&D, probably a little less than first, but still, there's always those rule challenges that come up that there's too many gray areas, too many edge cases, and I find those to be fun as well, because finding the appropriate thing to roll to help with the explanation, or to see if it's a good or bad outcome and then explain away how that happens, has been something I didn't used to do. But after watching lots of other DMs ply their craft online and seeing how they go about storytelling, it's like anything else. You learn constantly. So imagine a baseball player who's good, but he didn't start off good. He started off and then he had coaches. Well, in D&D back in the 80s, and some people who are much older than I am played in the 70s, they, I don't know if they had coaches, but they had people that maybe explained the game to them. But being a dungeon master just takes experience, in my opinion. I don't think, unless you're just a savant, that you can capture all the nuanced storytelling that it takes to be a decent dungeon master, while still looking for ways to make the players shine, to challenge the players, and to ultimately let them decide their own fates. It's your job to make sure that they feel like they have control, that they're not being railroaded, that they have a reason for adventuring, and that gets to a pacing issue, which may be my weakest point as a dungeon master, I think, is pacing. Because I'll sit and I'll watch people role play for an hour, but if other players aren't involved in that particular campfire discussion or negotiation with an enemy, they're bored. So luckily I've figured out that I can pause a scene and then get back to it, just to try to keep the other players going. Way back when, in the 90s and the 2000s, I probably never did that, and guys would sit and be bored, and I just wasn't either smart enough or didn't have enough experience or whatever to figure it out. I just figured a scene went as long as it went. So now I've come to the conclusion that that is not the way I would like to do it. If you can keep your players engaged, I think that means you're doing a good job. But anyway, I'm pulling in now. The last session was, I thought, really great. Had some good combat, some good dungeon crawl action, some good character discussions about what they should do, which is the part of the game that I really like. I like it when they decide for themselves. And then, of course, the random D12 rolls, which I like, which are basically, oh, this happened, and it either affected you or it affected something else. I enjoy that. I remember back in first edition, you'd roll a D6 for wandering monsters in the dungeons, but I prefer D12 because I think they should happen a lot less frequently. So anyway, that's it for me. We'll be on this Thursday, although now that I'm not streaming anymore. I'm recording the games and then uploading them later because I couldn't figure out how to get two cameras on the same stream. And I know it's probably easy, but I can't seem to figure it out. And if it requires purchasing software to do, I didn't want to buy anything. So I found something from Logitech that would let me do two cameras at once. And I'm going to be trying a different microphone out tonight, or Thursday. So be on the lookout for that. My thanks to Lazy Monkey in the comments for talking about ways to improve, because that's what I'm looking to do, is improve. So that be it, and we'll see ya.